You can fast forward through problems you already know how to do, or you can slow down and rewind if you need some more teaching. I hope these will be of help to you. The first type of problem is using an urn and probability with marbles. Now, they are replacing the marbles each time they draw them. So, let's read the problem. We have 2 orange marbles and 5 blue marbles, and they randomly draw them and put them back in the urn. What's the probability the first marble is orange and the second marble is blue? You will have something like this on your test. Remember that probability is your desired outcomes, like what I hope happens, divided by the total outcomes possible. Whoops. So, I desire the first time to draw an orange marble. How many orange marbles are there? There are 2. So I could draw either one of those and get my desired. So 2 would go on top of the probability for drawing orange, divided by my total marbles that I could grab hold of. I have 2 plus 5, I have 7 total marbles that could be my outcome that I could draw. So the probability of drawing an orange the first time is a 2 out of 7 chance. The second marble I draw, I want it to be blue. That's my desired outcome. I have 5 marbles that could give me that desired outcome. So my desired outcome on top is a possible 5 marbles out of a total possible of 7 that I could grab hold of. Now the question asks, what's the probability of this happening in a row? So when you have probabilities in a row, we multiply each probability. So I have a 2 out of 7 chance the first time, a 5 out of 7 chance the second time. So my chances of those happening in a row is 10 out of 49. 2 times 5 is 10, 7 times 7 is 49. All right, let's probability. You'll see one of these. I have a coin toss. So I could toss it heads or I could toss it tails. What's the probability that the first 2 tosses are tails and the third toss is heads? The first time I flip my coin, I want tails. There's only 2 possibilities. One of those is the desired outcome, tails, that I want. Remember, it is desired divided by total outcomes. Now, I have one way that it could happen the desired way I want, but the total ways that it could happen is either heads or tails. There are 2 total outcomes that are possible. So I have a 1 in 2 chance of flipping tails the first time. The second time I want tails, I still only have 1 way to get tails and 2 possible ways the coin could land. So I still have a 1 in 2 chance. The third way, or the third time I toss the coin, I want heads this time. And so to get heads, there's only 1 way it can turn up heads out of 2 possible ways it can land. Now the question asks, what is the probability of these 3 events happening in a row? So I multiply. My numerators, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, and my denominators, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So I have a 1 in 8 chance of flipping a tails, then a tails, then a heads. The probability problem that we're going to look at is rolling a dice. Now, dice is 2, die is 1. That's singular and plural. A dice, as pictured up here, has a possibility of rolling a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now, the question asks, what is the probability I can roll greater than a 3? Greater than a 3. So remember, it's my desired outcome divided by the total possible outcomes. Now, what I desire is greater than 3. That could be 4, 5, or 6. A 3, that won't check, is not greater than 3. So, I have 3 ways of getting my desired outcomes. 3 ways to get what I desire, but there are how many total ways it could land? It could land any one of 6 ways. So my probability is 3 out of 6. Now you are becoming seasoned mathematicians, and you should be able to look at this fraction 3 over 6 and realize it is not reduced. Remember to reduce your final answer even when it's a fraction of probability. If I have a 3 in 6 chance of getting greater than a 3 on my roll, I can look at this fraction, treat this ratio as a fraction, and think, what divides into 3 and divides into 6? Well, 3 divides into 3 one time, and 3 divides into 6 2 times. So really, I have a 1 in 2 chance of rolling greater than a 3. All right, this is part 1, and hopefully I'll be sending you out the other parts shortly.